So what am I doing in this precarious position right here? I'm not. I'm in a green screen. Oh yeah. Alright, but all jokes aside, welcome back. We're doing a bit of a server tour thing, and as you can see, I've been kind of busy. I got 45 beacons set up in my base now. I needed a bunch of beacons for working on the perimeter. And yeah, so I just set up a wither skeleton farm and an automated wither killing machine. And you may also notice it looks a little bit different. Not like the actual base, but I switched out the launcher and mods, the packs that I was using. So I was originally using Optifine, and now I'm running Fabric, Sodium, and Iris for my shaders, so it might look a little bit different in appearance. Aside from that, for base stuff, you can see I put down carpet here. And yeah, I've got two main patterns. One is the, I don't know if you want to call this tartan or plaid or whatever. It's definitely not checkerboard. But yeah. And for the little side strips, it's just like these little lines and little patterns going on. And so the Soul Sand Speedways are finally covered up, so no more of that kind of ugly brown. And I've also finished off the layout for the storage system. I finally added the second set of chests, and it's looking a lot less laggy now. Before, when I was in here with my recording settings, where it was everything like my render distances were cranked up and all that, I was getting maybe like 15 FPS, and now I'm getting like a solid 29 to 30 with all my render distances and all my settings like cranked up. So yeah, looking a bit better. Aside from that, let's go over to my industrial area. Alright, welcome to my giant hole. Finally got the perimeter done. I came through here, like I said, I needed all those beacons so I can smooth out the walls. So I just did like a trench and then TNT bombed the edges and then cleaned up what little the TNTing missed. And if you go down here, the bottom is filled with water to prevent spawning, and I did clean up these sides where the trench originally was, and it was all jaggy and stuff, and I just put down a buttload of deep slate. That was a pain. Here is the only farm that is currently in the perimeter. I do have plans for more farms. I made it large enough that I could fit 9 farms in here, but I'm probably only going to put in 4 more. Alright, you might recognize the layout. This one is Ilmango's Swamp Slime Farm, but I put it inside of a perimeter just to see how it kind of worked, and it works a bit too well for what I've currently got it set up. The farm produces about 30,000 slime balls per hour, but obviously my storage system here, you can see, cannot handle that volume. Back up here a bit. And yeah, so obviously it can't handle that kind of volume, so we eventually got to upgrade this once 1.21 comes out, and I can update the server for it. The storage system is going to get an upgrade, and I'm going to put crafters here, so I can, rather than storing them as slime balls, I can store them as slime blocks, and then I'll be able to get a more accurate count on production rates, because I can have it all stored in like one area rather than in like 10 separate chests, how it is right now. Makes it a bit harder to calculate out, because you got to stop and move it into another box and whatnot, and that just throws the numbers off a bit. So right now I'm estimating somewhere between 29 and 31,000 is the current production rates. And this was originally going to be 7 tall, but when I got to the layer 3, I started noticing that my old storage system that I had originally designed was like choking up on slime balls, and I wasn't able to pick all of them up, so some of them were despawning. So yeah, I redesigned this to be just my usual pickup system, but in single slices. So you can see I got there, and I got matching ones over here. And so you can see that that's just for volume, so I can make sure that none of the slime balls despawn. And on the inside, this is I slightly redid the design a bit. So it's just stairs for walls, and you can see it's just filled with brown mushrooms with an iron golem in the center. And yeah, they fall down into this little like magma block killing area, which if I want to increase farm rates, I could drop that down like another 2 blocks and put in like soul campfires around them, but I don't really care that much. This is already producing way more than enough for this server. Other things that are going in here, over on this corner, there is a river biome. So if I can find a one chunk area where it's all river biome, I'm going to put in a copper and trident farm and just have them spawn inside of like a flooded area that shoots them up into like a killing chamber or something like that. And over here I want to put a gunpowder farm. Probably just going to do a creeper farm and not do like a ghast farm, because you can also do ghast farms for gunpowder. Over here, I'm probably going to put my general mob farm, and over here, I might do a spider farm for string. It depends on how much the general mob farm produces. If it produces more than enough that I don't need that one, then I'll figure something else out. And over here, you can see the lava farm, which I might redesign again to be a bit more space efficient. Because, as you can see, I didn't even think of it up until the point where I had already built it. But like, rather than a running, like a walking strip here, I could have put another layer of cauldrons, then use this one for a walking strip, and then another layer of cauldrons, walking strip. Over here was the super smelter. This is where I had it set up, but I tore it down. You can see all the parts over here. Yeah, like I said, I just got a lot of lava buckets piled up here. Yeah, and I just wasn't happy with how it was distributing the resources, so I'm gonna have to look in for another design. I just went with a simple one, and I should have just gone with an actual more complicated one that sort of like locks everything up until resources are fully distributed. So yeah. And right here, I'm going to be putting in 4 cobblestone generators so that I only ever really have to run it for a couple hours, and then I'll have enough cobblestone, and which I can then convert to stone and stone brick. Just basically doing like a single overnight would be enough to get me like math 400,000 cobblestone. That's my current target. Over here, I'm gonna put some more of my more manual farms, stuff that does not run without like human input. So like mud farm, a TNT wood farm. stuff where you have to plant the sapling or bone meal it. I'll probably just do the one where you have to plant the sapling and it automatically bone meals for you. Let me go sleep real quick. Yeah, so this is going to be, like, this side is going to be reserved for, like, the more manual farms, stuff that I actually have to, like, interact with. And with the exception of the cobblestone generator, because I just want it close by my lava farm and my super smelter. But over on this side, this wall of the perimeter, I want to have my AFK farms, stuff that will run while I'm AFK. That's where that'll go. And over on the far side, I want my more entity-heavy farms, so stuff like villager breeders, the automatic food farms, the trading hall, all the stuff that's going to require either a lot of villagers or a lot of entities like minecarts. I want to go over on that side because I don't want it to be loaded while I'm doing other stuff, so I can just stay over there. I might actually put that a bit further back away from the wall, like maybe another, I don't know, like 10 chunks that way or something, just so it doesn't start lagging the server while I'm AFK at some of these farms. And so that's the plan for the perimeter right now. As you can see over here, these are my pillars. Alright, and here are the pillars. This is all of the ore that I bothered mining while I was doing the perimeter. It's not actually a lot. If you've ever dug a perimeter, you know just how much ore is in the ground. And I only really was diligent while doing the trenching and the first couple passes of the World Eater phase. By the time it got to the World Eater phase, I was just ready to let it run AFK and just said, I don't care anymore, and let it destroy the last of the ore in there. And so this is probably only about 2% of the ore that was in that perimeter. It's really not a lot. Alright, I'll go ahead and throw up some numbers on the screen here to show what all I got, but it was definitely not as good as I had hoped for how tall those pillars were. Yeah. We'll go ahead and wrap the episode up here. Next Minecraft episode probably won't be for a while, I'd say at least a month. But the next videos are probably going to be a couple more Battletech episodes, and maybe either a Project Zomboid episode or a Kenshi episode, depending on what all I feel like doing. Just something to break up the Battletech stuff, so it's not, 3 weeks in a row of Battletech. Anyway, I will catch you on the next one. Peace.